Why not? I'll just record this reading. I'm just going to do a quick reading on my energy before I go for my run, just see what's on my mind. And something told me to record it. Okay, sailing away to calmer waters. Yeah, I do feel like I am in that energy right now. It does feel like don't want to get emotional. It does feel like I'm finally leaving the energy of past traumas behind, and I'm sailing towards calmer waters. Woo. They landed upright on the ground, a whole bunch, so I'm going to take them. I'm not getting called to put them back. I feel like they came out for a reason. Okay, so a death and rebirth as an empress, as a goddess who knows her power now, who understands how the human body works, how you manifest and attract. It's been a difficult journey. You've been through a lot, but you're standing tall despite everything. But if you notice on this card, all of the actions, this is the Nine of Wands, and the wand symbolizes actions. All of these actions that you've gone through are all firmly rooted in the ground, and they have growth sprouting from them. So although you're standing there feeling wounded and broken from the journey, your luck has changed because you finally see your value and that you are responsible for these actions that have growth on them. And you can share with others the mastery that you have discovered by owning your truth, mastering your truth at all costs. Because ultimately, it is what fuels your body and the results that you see, and if you're happy or not. So if you're staying in a relationship that you're not happy in, it does start to crumble and deteriorate everything around you even before you start to move your physical body. Yes, it's understanding, finally having a psychic understanding and awareness of how the human body operates, and that just is science. It is not me saying one thing or me adapting woo-woo anything. It is me testing my human body by stripping it of every thing anyone had ever shown me or told me, and I felt it and experienced it for myself to figure out how I worked as a human. Basically, my Jesus. And what kinds of things made me happy versus what made me sad. I started working with the energy and judging for myself. I stopped believing what courts said. The courts told me I was a bad mom and took my kids away. I wasn't a bad mom. I was the best mom. And they would tell you that. The court ruling gave me a misled belief for a little while. I accept their label. But eventually, when my head became clear again, I could see who had been giving to the children and who had been carrying the heavy burdens of making it happen. It was their mother's love and her heartbreak that was controlling the life they saw in front of them. And the things that they were passionate about, and if they had them in their presence. I saw that I was the one responsible for their happiness. And I had the strength to accept that when I left, they lost a lot of what I had been giving them as their mother. They had the world. When I walked away to find people who would love me, they felt betrayed, but I was just done fighting for their love. I was going to find it from somewhere. So I prayed, and I fought my urges to fight back. And I went on a journey, and I judged myself for the woman that I am. From the time I was a small child, fixated on her father, to today, when I feel like I am finally balanced out and can conquer the world again. And maybe we can have an understanding again and rebuild our bond. Because I'm sure you miss the fun activities that you used to do and are now mourning the loss of. Let's regain balance in our family. We've been hurting long enough. All I've ever wanted for all of us was a 10 of Pentacles life, which was enough money for all of us to do everything that we ever wanted to do, having fun and feeling loved. That's what I've always invested in for my home and my family and whoever is my husband whenever I figure that out. That is my truth. That is who I am to myself and to God. And I celebrate that. And even the addictions that helped get me here in this seat of power. Where I can start a brand new journey. Where I know, based on the energy and my body alignment, where truth is. None of the dated rules and establishments and foundations that we've built in the 3D will ever be as accurate and up to date as the knowledge that we have as humans who create the 3D structures that you see in your reality. It's your wish fulfillment. The 3D realities that you're seeing are someone else's wish fulfillment at some point in time. Everything evolves and changes. Some structures cause us pain because they're outdated and they need new processes and change, like the way that our marriages are constructed and deconstructed. They need reformed. Because this mother right here was crucified for wanting love in her home and by children who are wonderful, amazing children. It was my misstep, not theirs. I just didn't teach them that they needed to love me, and I didn't show them all of my hard work behind the scenes because I just hoped that they were having a happy and fun and joyous life. That's all I wanted them to have to worry about. I didn't want them to have to worry about we weren't making enough money to keep up with the activity level that they were wanting to achieve, that we didn't have the education that we needed to rise to the business caliber that we needed to make the amount of money that we needed to sustain the lifestyle that we were living. I didn't know how to put those burdens on my children. That's where I misstepped. Not as a mother, but our systems in divorce, they nearly killed me because they made me think I was doing something wrong, when actually demanding that there's love in the home is the most nurturing and nourishing thing that can happen, even if it means taking away some of the fun activities that I wanted so badly in the home. But when they start damaging the health of the house, it is time to scale back and grow as a family. And I, as the mother, was trying to make that happen. And I got crucified by the courts and then had to pay to have my children taken away from me and sheltered from me. The one woman who is actually, her career is helping develop people's talent to make the most money that they can with their skill set. I got pulled away from my children and had to pay them to leave. So I found out that I am meant to be a star to change and reform the way families are viewed and mothers who are trying to do their best. Yes, I left my home to find love elsewhere. And I broke a couple of rules and I hurt a lot of people. And I've had to come to terms with that. That hurt. But I was looking for love, and it should have been present in my home. And it was because I forgot to teach my own children and husband how to respect me as a woman who was providing them the life of their dreams. So, I'm so sorry to my children and my ex if you feel like this is a slam to you, because I know that when you have a chance to not be angry anymore, you're going to see that I'm not trying to get it to be a slam. Because what I want the world to know is there was no way that you would have ever denied that. Do you see how you're not an evil human for accepting someone to throw the life of your dreams in your lap and never expect you to do anything for it, why would you ever reject that? And then one day, if she all of a sudden wants you to start showing her respect for giving it, but she never asked that in the beginning, well, yeah, that would be odd and feel uncomfortable. So I see my misstep, and I don't blame my children or my exes. I blame myself for not understanding how to properly establish the foundation of my family and the rules there. I have preached transparency in the leadership industry and the workplace for years and felt like I was beating my head up against a brick wall with CEOs wanting to hear me out on the importance of transparency so that their employees felt valued. And then here I was at home with my family, leading my family, and keeping the important decisions in the dark. I was never hiding them. I saw it as not burdening them with it. They weren't at the level that they needed to understand it. But I see now that was a huge misstep in my strategy in erecting my family. And that I should have been teaching even the money side of the business like Monopoly game to my children so that they understood how money comes in and goes out and how it costs money to do certain sports and how mom earns so much money and a dad earns so much money, and in order to get more money you have to get more education, and just those simple things that we don't even teach our children. They have no way to know what's being given to them, only what's being taken away or changed. Children only understand the environment that they were placed in. My children never understood a world without the things that they had in it. So for them, it is devastating that I've left and it's gone. They want to blame me for it missing rather than see that I was the one that put it there. And the truth is, because you stopped loving me, you stopped seeing the beautiful life that I was giving you as your mother and wife. I was the queen of the home. I established it by first picking your father and then building a family around that. Identifying each other's talents, building income streams for both of us, and a family full of children and things that you all loved. Anything that you could want and imagine, we would figure out a way to make it happen. So, that was me. And it's me still. And I still, when I reach out to you all, feel blame. And I'm still enjoying life and waiting for the day that you see that I built the life that you had around you. And I took it down when I left. Peace, love, and happiness. Heather, whole truth, authentic truth is the only message that ever gets through. You love your children and your exes, and you've always wanted to protect them because they're beautiful and amazing people. But just like you, they need to hear the hard stuff. Go have a run. Enjoy the beautiful weather and post this video. Don't think twice. And figure out this damn button! See? I tell myself the hard stuff too.